Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. We will hear more about them later.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah McNeely. If you're new here, we do a lot of lifestyle content, but we also talk a lot about plant-based living because I'm super passionate about this lifestyle. I've become really obsessed with helping people go plant-based and make it a sustainable lifestyle and make it sort of this effortless thing that they can do for good rather than this thing they try for a year and then stop. I know so many people start and stop going vegan, and that was part of my story. If you are interested in a totally free mini course on how to go vegan and make your lifestyle really effortless and sustainable, whether that's for the first time or the 7th time, just click that link below to join us, and I hope that it can be really helpful for your journey. Today we're talking about something that I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds. This is gut health. A lot of people struggle with gut health, and some people don't know what to do about probiotics because they feel a little confused, like, I tried probiotics, it wasn't helpful. Sometimes I'll drink kombucha and I don't know what I'm doing. I know I'm supposed to eat fermented foods, but I don't know. Today we're talking to James and Dahlia Marin from Married to Health. They're two amazing registered dietitians who also embrace the whole food, plant-based abundance, that lifestyle that I love so much. And we're gonna have a little conversation about probiotics and just breaking that down for you. We're going to answer probiotics in food form, probiotics in capsule form, how probiotics really need to be tailored. We're gonna talk about antibiotics. If you're in a situation where you do need to take antibiotics, what can you do to really set yourself up for success after that round? And we're going to talk about what you can do if you can't afford a private session with a dietitian to tailor a probiotic regimen for you. They give you some really clear guidelines and things that you could follow. I love James and Dahlia Marin. They're just such wonderful experts in this field, and I love having them on our team, on the plant-based team, because they are so knowledgeable and they just exude vibrancy. So let's get into the video. Our probiotic, taking a supplemental probiotic, is that important? Does everyone need to do it? What types? Can you break that down for us?
In general, I like to start with the fact that your food has microbes, of which we don't really know the percentage that will be probiotic. The term probiotic has an exact definition where it is microbes that are eliciting a notable beneficial effect. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of that definition, right? So
giving life.
Right, and so it's giving a beneficial effect to your body. Now there's microbes, there's biotics, right? Whether they're pro or not, we don't know, but there's microbes in the air you breathe, when you kiss your family, when you're in your home, of course, food is one of the best places we get microbes. So
in nature.
And in nature, when you go out in nature, when you're gardening, but let's focus on food. When you're eating that fresh papaya, you're getting microbes on the skin, in every single cell of that papaya. If you happen to pick that papaya and you touch the papaya tree and then touched your face, you're getting additional microbes. So we're getting microbes from everywhere. So a lot of those can be beneficial. And then we get into the area of then fermented foods where those beneficial microbes are flourishing. We're creating an environment in terms of the fermentation process, and then we're adding strains so the product can be fermented, and then we're consuming that. So I guess long story, or kind of the intro to that, is understanding there's microbes everywhere. For us, what we like to focus on is creating the environment to let the beneficial microbes flourish, right? And we can think of this like a garden. You can buy all the best plants from a nursery or go to a regenerative farm and be like, oh, these plants are amazing. Let me take them back to my garden. Get the best, most expensive heirloom seeds you can find. But if your soil at home is dead and hard and just isn't where it needs to be, if you put all those plants in your garden and you plant all those seeds, nothing will probably grow or sustain life, right? So it's more important to create a healthy inner ecosystem for you, so that way when you do come across these wonderful plants and seeds, so to speak, right, these microbes, they're going to flourish.
This sounds like a parable from the Bible, I'm just saying.
Right? It's all connected. This idea of human life and the garden and spiritual life, there's so many parallels and similarities. I love, I mean, we use garden analogies a lot because it makes so much sense.
And so, starting there, really making sure your gut is moving well, your balance is on. So that way, when you do want to add in, whether it's a new plant or, a new probiotic food, whether that's a whole food or one that's had probiotic bacteria added to it, think dairy-free yogurt without sugar added. Think, dairy-free cheeses with added probiotic strains, or kombucha, or miso soup, sauerkraut, kimchi, tempeh, raw tempeh. These all have added bacteria. When you look at the ingredients, they have added bacterial strains. Even some fermented vegetables. Not all pickles have added bacteria, but sometimes you'll see that on the label it says these strains have been added. Start there. And that could be a probiotic for everyone. Everyone really should be eating these foods, especially if you're not eating dairy. And I tend to find this. My patients who say, I felt amazing for 6 months after I went plant-based or dairy-free, and then I started having gut issues, constipation, bloat. A majority of the bacteria in your colon, your large intestine, is lactobacillus, a large percentage of it. And most people are getting lactobacillus from dairy, from lactose, and from, dairy-containing foods. If you've cut those out, you should be very mindful of adding in that lactic acid bacteria from something else. So everyone could be benefiting from eating probiotic foods. And there were even a couple really great studies that came out in the last couple years showing 4 to 6 servings of these probiotic foods per day help to, one, increase species of anti-inflammatory microbes in the gut, increase immune capacity, because we know about 70+% of our immune cells are in and around our gut. So stronger immune system, better balance, more diversity of healthy microbes in the gut. And that could be a probiotic for everyone. There are cases in which adding probiotic bacteria are absolutely warranted. Say you are that kid who took 1 million probiotics. Maybe you're antibiotics.
Didn't we all, though?
We all, and we grew up in the 90s. Like, why would you even go to the doctor if you weren't going to get antibiotics for every cough and sniffle and, weird look on your face? So, all of us have taken so many antibiotics, I feel. When my patients tell me they haven't, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You didn't? Yeah, it's so rare because that's usually the case. So if you were that person, whether it was as a child or as an adult, you took several rounds of antibiotics for dental issues, or because you had an infection, or when you were in your teens and 20s, recurrent UTIs or yeast infections, whatever that case was, you probably eliminated several strains. And it can take months. Studies show anywhere from 3 to 9 months to recover your microbiome after one single dose of antibiotics. So that person, if they're experiencing ongoing issues, bacterial vaginosis that just won't clear itself up, or dermatitis, eczema, there are certainly certain conditions in which probiotics are warranted. But it's individualized. So probiotics are individualized for sure, where you want to know the strains you should be taking. And, there's more and more data coming out on it. I use something called the US Probiotic Guide, and this probiotic chart really helps you decipher, okay, you have ulcerative colitis. These are the strains you should be taking. You have this. You have SIBO. Don't take probiotics. Or, you have eczema. Take this. So there are cases in which probiotics are warranted. But I would say if you're not sure, start with food. And if the probiotic foods are bothering you, don't add in probiotic capsules, because that's going to be a big bomb of a lot of bacteria that your gut might not be able to handle.
And then to clarify, because I know this can get very confusing. So both, right? Like, you want to be very tailored and customized with probiotics, tailored and customized with antibiotics, right? And the benefit, like we said, starting is building this foundation of your own inner ecosystem will help you in both scenarios, because there might be, it's a good chance there might be a scenario you need an antibiotic, right? And what's
Hopefully
great is
not,
if you, but hopefully not, but like you get injured or you get food poisoning, or
you need to have surgery.
You need to have surgery, something happens. And, but the benefit is that if you've been taking care of your gut microbiome, you're going to bounce back from that a lot a lot quicker, and studies show that. Same thing with probiotics. Maybe you need a probiotic. There's even lung probiotics that we really like for patients in some instances, or especially with like getting sick or with kids. But if you have a healthy foundation of your gut microbiome, again, that inner ecosystem, when you introduce some more unique seeds, your soil's already there to help them grow, and you're getting an even better, more efficient benefit from a probiotic supplement, right? So in both cases, it starts with a healthy foundation of a gut microbiome. It'll help you in both scenarios. So yeah.
If there's someone out there, and I'm sure there are many, who feel the need, they kind of know intuitively, I need to incorporate more probiotics, and let's say they even feel like a capsule is going to be the right way to go in addition to the dietary forms, but they don't have the budget to work with someone one-on-one to like customize something for them. Is there a route that they can go that sort of like just start here, and then later when you're ready, because some people just aren't ready to work one-on-one, and it can, even if it's not budgetary, it's like overwhelming, because it can be easy for us to be like, just talk to a dietitian, but like not everyone has that luxury, and someone's just like ready and they want to get some probiotics.
I love that question. So accessible options, everyone has them in their grocery store. Eat the foods. So really start there. Get to those 4 to 6 servings of probiotic foods per day. And then secondarily, like I said, that resource that I really do like, it's called US Probiotic Chart, USprobioticguide.com. So if you go to USprobioticguide.com, you can look up whatever condition it is you're experiencing, for anywhere from diarrhea, constipation, eczema, allergies, anything like that. And it will give you suggestions. So you can kind of try them out and see if you feel the benefits. If you don't really feel a change after about a month, might not be working for you. But if within those 4 weeks you feel better or worse, stop it if you feel worse. But if you feel better, take it for a couple months, maybe about 3 months, see if that's the right probiotic for you, and then assess from there if you need to continue taking it, if you want to take it every other day at that point, or discontinue it. But that I would say is a pretty good resource. I know there are companies out there that also sell like a daily probiotic, and those can sometimes have good strains in them as well. It's not always necessary for everybody, so I'm always saying, take those with kind of a grain of salt as well.
If someone knows that they have to take antibiotics, we know like if you have a good gut already, you've been taking care of it, you're going to bounce back better. But what's something proactive people can do to know I have to take antibiotics for XYZ? What can I do after?
So eat probiotic foods right after. Eat prebiotic fiber. So you want to get in a variety of fiber afterwards, and do things that are going to help you recover your gut microbiome, including exercise, great sleep, decreasing stress. So really it's just getting back to those foundational basics and trying to fill in the gaps that maybe antibiotics affected.
And then to add environmental, cohabitate with really healthy people and get into different ecosystems, mountains, desert, beach, be in that, breathe in that. That will help.
I love talking about gut health. I feel like gut health science is so cool because it's so micro and so macro. Like at the same time, it's almost a trip, You're like, it's like all universal.
And that's why we've said really gut health is the nexus of all health on the planet. Like that's where it starts. Like if we care for our inner ecosystem, all other ecosystems are like a domino effect, right? Like if you think about it, like if you're avoiding synthetic toxins for your gut health, which you should, if you're eating all these wonderful local, like if you go to the farmer's market or you start a garden and you're growing these foods, you're impacting your gut health, but at the same time you're helping your local environment, you're helping your local economy, you're helping the farmers. The list goes on and on. The things that are actually good for your gut microbes are actually good for the macro environment as well, right? So it's really, really cool.
that's it for us. We're gonna have more content from James and Dahlia in the future, but I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you can join us on your plant-based journey, whether that's just dabbling in fermented food or opening up your world of dietary fiber, and also checking out that link below to join the free mini course on how to make your vegan lifestyle effortless and sustainable if you're someone who just wants to figure things out and get their vegan lifestyle on track. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace, my favorite website building platform that takes you from A to Z in the website building process without ever hiring a designer. Connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content, manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights all on one easy-to-use platform. Create a community on your Squarespace website with a fully integrated commenting system, use their powerful blogging tools, and manage inventory. Squarespace is my preferred platform because it's incredibly easy to use, fully integrated, and the result is a beautiful website that you can call your own. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/HannahMcNeely to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.